You know what they say, while the cat's away, with President Obama overseas this week, two of his legislative priorities, climate change and health care, both hit snags in Congress. And in fact, a new poll from the bellwether state of Ohio shows that the president's approval rating has plunged 13 points in just 2 months. With me now live from Capitol Hill is Democratic Congressman Dennis Kucinich of Ohio. Congressman Kucinich, good to see you again.
Very good to see you. Thank you.
Congressman Kucinich, give me your thoughts right now on where you think the health care debate will end up. Do you think we'll get major legislation? Do you think we'll get a real public option? And do you think when everything is said and done that we'll see something close to universal health care coverage in practice, not in legislation, in practice, by the end of next year?
Well, there's 3 committees of the House, and I'm on one of them, Education and Labor, which are working towards trying to make sure that there is a public option. As you know, I'm one of the architects of a bill to create a not-for-profit single-payer system. We're hoping there'll be a strong public option so that every American will be able to be covered in the new health care legislation. I know there are many members of Congress who are certainly working towards that in the House of Representatives.
Do you think we actually could get to, I talked to Senator Bernie Sanders yesterday, also a supporter of the single-payer system. If Congress does succeed and the president ultimately signs major health care reform, universal coverage, a major public option, any chance in your mind we could come back a year or two from now and actually move the system from a public option to a true single-payer system? Or
well, that would take a few years to do that. But let it be said, you have 50 million Americans without any health insurance at all. Another 50 million are underinsured. People just can't afford the rising premiums, co-pays, and deductibles. And we have to address this as an economic matter. It's a jobs issue, too. So I'm hopeful that Congress is going to rise to the occasion. Next week's going to tell the tale in the House of Representatives.
Congressman Kucinich, I'm joined by Jean Chatzky today, who's my guest co-host, has a question.
Thanks so much. Is it possible, do you think, that we actually come out of this session with some sort of resolution, or is this something that's going to end up dragging on?
Well, this issue has been kicking around for generations. We have to address it. The American people have a right to expect their Congress will be able to come up with a plan that will cover all Americans and that it will be there'll be a public option. So we're certainly in the House pushing to try to create a product that the American people will support. We don't know what it is yet, so I can't say that I'm supporting the bill because I haven't seen the bill. But we're all working towards trying to create something.
And nobody's seen the bill because there are many different bills. And according to the papers this morning, at least, there's significant pushback in the Senate because they don't seem to be in agreement with the proposals that you're putting on the table. How is this going to work itself out?
Well, we'll look at it this way. The insurance companies, the for-profit insurance companies who actually make money not providing health care, have about $800 billion a year at stake here. They're not going to be easily pushed away from that. So it's going to take a really heroic effort on the part of Congress to rise to the occasion and defend the health care interests of the American people. Is it possible they'll be able to do that? I think it's possible. Will it happen? You can't predict it, except that you can predict there'll be a strong effort in the House, and I'm hopeful that it'll be one that'll have a powerful public option.
Congressman Kucinich, you've run for president yourself, so you've thought about what the progressive agenda would be if you were in 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue. What else that's not on the Obama agenda right now would you like to see placed on it? Are there 2 or 3 issues, or generally speaking, as one of the most progressive members of Congress, are you pretty happy with where the president's not only gone but going?
First of all, I want to say that while I ran, I accept the fact that Barack Obama is president of the United States and he needs help. Here's the areas that I think the administration could be best advised to pursue. First of all, we need a massive jobs program. Unemployment's headed towards 10%. We've got to get America back to work. We should look towards a new WPA where we rebuild America's infrastructure that would help make for major investments in business. That's one thing we need to do. We have to look at wage levels, too, so people have a little bit more money. We have to pass a health care bill with a public option. We need to help save people's homes. There's a lot of people still in danger of losing their homes, and that means taking a role where we renegotiate, get a controlling interest in mortgage-backed securities, and help people stay in their homes for renegotiating their payments. Those are 3 of the major areas we need to work in. And I think that we need to look at this as though we could still be headed into a depression if we don't address the unemployment issue, the wage issue, and the need to rebuild infrastructure, have health care, and also look at protecting people's retirement security. Those are ultimately purposes for which the government was created, And I think the Obama administration, as it is looking at falling employment figures, understands that we need to do more, and I'm hopeful that we'll be able to find a way to do more.
Congressman Kucinich, thank you so much for joining us. We look forward to having you again, sir.
Thank you.